that. We ever behaved with a recording, actually. Only when we don't have people, only when there are people in here that we don't know, which is very rare. And then
True.
we kind of semi-behave ish.
Ish.
But, you know. Ladies, so good to see your faces.
You too.
Hello. And welcome to the Crone people. Hang on, which one was it? Ah, there we go.
The first one.
Becoming Crone.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. And then there's the gathering of the crones. And then there's a game of crones. And then there's Crone Unleashed.
Yes.
Wow.
And now Dana's like,
That's a lot of crones.
I know, kind of fun. So, who would like to start us off with Coming Crone? I know somebody here was a bit of a tapping out junkie with these books. And if that person would like to identify themselves, Judy.
I like the way this is written. This was very easy for me to read. It's just one of those. It's the conversational kind of, writing that, but it was, yeah, it was like an autobiography. Lovely. Actually, it is. It is so me. I found the quote that I was like, okay, yeah, this is what describes me. It's like, shoot. Oh dear. No, she is very much like me in the very beginning. And I am just like her. It's kind of tired of being like that. There is a quote, chapter 9. This is how I feel. It's the same thing. It says, she said, I decided I was tired of having others direct my life. I've been putting my questions and concerns on hold, putting myself on hold for as long as I could remember. I'd been the good daughter, the good wife, the good mother and neighbor and churchgoer and committee member and citizen and everything else that had been required of me, all as expected, all without question. And where had it gotten me? A divorce from a husband who cheated on me, a son I trained not to listen to me, a level of invisibility that was downright depressing, and a life so routine that the slightest deviation from it terrified me. Me in a nutshell. There you go.
Yeah,
but and I'm not one to swear, and I'm not one to, I'm very much like her. But if you read the whole series, she's like incredible when it comes to getting her act together. And it's interesting to watch how the programming of her brain, and the patriarchy and everything changes as the book goes along. And I really liked how she tapped into all 4 elements. I thought that was pretty cool. And it would be, I'm going, oh, I want to do that. Mind you, I can tap into earth. I can tap into earth, and I can tap into air. Water and fire are not my thing right now. But I really enjoyed the book, and I liked the characters, and yeah, I don't know. I could go on and on and on, so I'm not going to, because you guys can talk away. But no, I did enjoy it, and yeah, I've read all 4 books so far. 5 is coming out April 9th. So
Oh no.
I will get that one too, because you've got to finish the series. No, I totally enjoyed it. It was fun. It was the conversational style, and how she just takes you with her or with the main character was a lot of fun. And the was able to kind of like totally imagine what she was talking about when it came to the different kind of magic and the different the shades and the the protagonist and all of that. It was it was good. I enjoyed it. There you go.
Thank you. Who and Dana, what about you, my darling?
This was a stretch for me. I first picked up the book, and it's as Judy kind of pointed out, what is my purpose? And I think I don't want to put a number on it, but I will. In the 60s, age-wise, so much of life has happened, and so much of life is yet to go. I kind of call it the third chapter. I guess maybe that means I'm planning to exit the planet around 90-ish. So, what am I doing here after? I thought, oh, this is going to be good. And then it kind of stretched beyond my normal genre of what I would read. So I put it down, and I was like, okay, I have to be in a headspace where I can kind of let go of the analytical and the Virgo rising and all that kind of stuff, and just actually appreciate what's here. And then when I actually sat down to read it, I think it was St. Patrick's Day. I was a little bit hungover, and I just thought it's a really good time to kind of open the doors. And I read the whole thing from cover to cover. I mean, for some reason, that was the timing, and it caught my imagination. And I'm always looking in books for little messages, intuitive messages. It's like, okay, I'm reading this for a reason beyond book club, and that's why I'm here. And the four things that I wrote down were, and I forget what page, I think it was like around pages 164 to 170 something, that Crones are given the tools they need to split the world again. That was really intriguing to me. So it was not as much about accepting one's perception, but kind of like me in the book, being able to take one's perception and separate from your habitual, what you normally do, and embrace something completely new, which was kind of like the harbinger of what's coming. What was coming is here now with the eclipse for me personally. And being an Aries, and my birthday's on Sunday, it's been
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. It's been kind of a reset for me. I mean, this is like the last year of my 60s, which is probably like no big deal. But the next decade, besides the big party we'll have when I'm 70, is like, okay, that there's less sand in the hourglass and more intention and more purposeful living, but from a joyous center, as opposed to, what people expect from you and all that kind of stuff. Stop overthinking. That's something that always comes up for me whenever I'm reading anything. Going with your instincts. And then the concept of the God of darkness and deceit with American politics and he who shall not be named. And that was really interesting to me. I was like, so how much of this I won't call it fantasy, but yeah, well, I will. How much of this book is really a mirror reflection of what we're living now? And with regard to purpose, what are we Crones being called to do? There seems to be a lot of emphasis on purpose and fulfilling your mission and why you're here. And that's always been a conundrum for me. I always wind up going off in an intuitive direction, kind of using my water, grand water trine astrologically. But that's kind of currently where I sit. It's like, what's the next journey? What's the next chapter in the book of life, mission wise, for me? And then lastly, I would love to be gifted with a pendant with a magnifier. But
Yeah.
that's where I sit.
Have it on my phone.
The hagstone wasn't enough for me. It's like I'm constantly needing validation from the universe. So I'm putting that out there that I am open to receiving it if that is a part of my mission and path. And I need to really look at how I use and don't use or choose not to use ritual. It's
Mm.
like I do it mostly for myself, but it occurs to me intuitively that there is an expansion in Cronedom to be able to use that for the benefit of the collective or others, or that kind of thing. So from going, oh no, this is not me, when I first picked up the book, I actually got quite a lot out of it. So I would be, and at the end it was like, I wonder what's coming next. And it's like, nope, don't go there. Your plate is full. Just deal with what's here.
Awesome. Thank you, Dana. Okay, who wants to go next? Come on, ladies. Come on.
All right, I will. Kate, this is Kate. So you guys have gotten me totally hooked on books for one again. and this one took me a while to like. At first, I just was not into it. I literally hate black birds. Those remind me of things in my childhood that scared me. A lot of things that scared me. And going through this book, the one thing that kept me going was, oh, it's really short. Good. That's good. That'll probably be good for me. But who knows? I might want to go on and read the others, because now you can't be left exactly where you were. It's like, that doesn't work for any of us. But what I found, I did fall in love with the pendant, with the seeing glass. And I seem to attach to these different things like mirrors now again, after reading one of the other books you guys were reading. I can't remember which one it was, but Ink and the Scribe and Ink one.
Mhm.
So now I'm really into mirrors everywhere. And so is my puppy now, because she's like, well, let's just look at ourselves in the mirror. But I'm having the most amazing dreams after I read. So the thing for me is, I discovered I could actually sleep well if I read before I went to bed.
Mhm.
But I used to do not reading in bed, because it was usually business books about chakras and energy and all that stuff, which kept me up all night. So reading fiction has allowed me to relax and feel soft and calm. And I sleep really well, and I wake up really well for the next day. But I'm having a lot of things pop up from each book that I'm like, whoa, sometimes I feel like this is getting a little too real. Like, are we really in this universe? Because sometimes I feel like I'm totally witch. I'm okay with, I really feel that in my body. And it's bringing up childhood memories of when I would literally recreate those things in the woods. So I resonated with that a lot. I really want to see what I can't even remember. So I'm not as good in the morning as I am in the afternoon. I wanted to see okay, I want to see what the guy looks like. I want a picture, and I don't know where my thing went. Did I move it somehow? Oh, there we go. But yeah, it was hard for me to imagine all these weird things like gnomes. And trust me, I grew up in Wisconsin, and there's gnomes every freaking building. So now I'm not sure I can ever go back unless there's lots of whiskey. But I think it was good. I can't say it's my favorite book that I've read so far, but I think it gives you a whole different perspective of things. So, yeah. So I guess I am a crone. I've been called way worse, so that's good. So I'll go with it. And this is my puppy watching you all. Look in the mirror. Look in the camera, baby.
Oh, how cute.
And she's literally, can you see her now? Yeah, you can see her. So she's literally on the couch, because we're having a ton of snow in Colorado. And she's under 2 Pendleton blankets. Like, spoiled rotten dog. And I wanted to show you guys see this, but I live in, oh, let me see if I can get back. I don't show many people this. This is my ceiling,
Oh, that's awesome.
isn't it? It's curved from
Yeah.
the 1926, and it was
Mhm.
painted as the sky and the clouds.
Nice.
I
Very
love it.
pretty.
Very
So
cool.
when my older dog that was my national grand champion and invited to Westminster 4 years,
Wow.
when he passed away, she was just a baby, and she stood up and started twirling around trying to catch him going over the rainbow.
Mm,
Wow.
oh,
And I'm like,
that's very
okay,
cool.
you're a familiar.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm finally, I've been part of this group for a long time, and I'm finally getting involved.
Good.
That's
And
awesome.
it took me a long time to like technology, and I still don't like it, but I like you guys. And I love Jenny.
Yay.
I love Jenny. So
Really awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Kate. Okay,
Yeah.
Andrea, my darling, pour forth your pearls of wisdom upon a swine.
Swine? Well, I like pigs, but no, I will not call you a swine. I will not call you
I
a
will call you a swine then. Swine.
No, okay, that's all right, because I like pigs. Um, I'm with Judy. I mean, I read them all. I have the other one on pre-order.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an easy read. It's fun. I'm reading two other books at the same time, so it was perfect. It was just the perfect thing. Lots of wisdom interspersed with the lightness, like Dana said, and it's just like Kate said, it kind of opens your mind a little bit. It's just all the things all you ladies have been saying. Absolutely. I connected with the way she wrote after I realized that it was that conversational style. It took me a minute. And it's like, oh yeah, no, this I can do this. This is easy. And then I just kind of got involved. And because I read them on Kindle a lot of times, it's easy to, go to my little library app and say, is the other one available? I'll do the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I connected with the character a little bit. I'm maybe not quite as in depth as you did, Judy. But of course, I'm, long time divorced too.
Well,
So
no, yeah, no.
I didn't quite go that
I
direction,
just,
but it was one of those things where it's like, the thing where she talked about overthinking.
oh yes.
As in thinking too much, as in exactly what I kept doing with increasing desperation. I'd heard his words, I've even agreed with them. And then I tried to think my way out of overthinking. And how in heaven's name did that make sense? Okay, that's me all over. Okay.
Yeah.
I just overthink overthinking. My twin sister says it's my job to worry about things, It's like it's like, okay. But I loved all the herbal references, that's always kind of my thing. And yeah, no, she just has a very light way of writing a little bit more serious stuff sometimes. And it just kind of wiggles its way in and makes you think. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And I like Judy, I enjoyed the other three as well. I'm looking forward to the last one.
Yep.
And because they are quick reads, it's kind of nice. It's a little cotton candy-ish, but yeah, I like it.
And I love cotton candy. I would eat 10 of them if they were available.
Awesome.
goodness.
Thank you, Andrea. When I first picked it up, I went, really? We're reading this? And I kind of went, eh, and then got totally into it. And what I think I really enjoyed was because if you think about it, in a lot of fiction books, the lead is normally a young female. So I really enjoyed the fact that this was a 60-year-old woman and that she was having her 60th birthday. and when it all started unfolding, she's like, I'm 60. I'm a grandmother. You know, and you could really see her kind of going through that conundrum of, I have lived my life in this tiny little container, and now that container is being kind of blown out of into smithereens. And can she flow with it? And at first, very resistant, like, yeah, I'll give the pendant back, I'll give it back, yeah, I'll just give it back. and then as it goes on, so that I really enjoyed was that it was a 60-year-old woman. And in essence, kind of within the story is her finding herself and her magic and realizing that the world is a much bigger, more miraculous place. And like when her son goes into assault, and she's just like, no, no, yeah, no, done with that, the kind of mirroring of her marriage. So I really enjoyed that. I love the gargoyle, Kevin, the female
Kevin the
gargoyle.
Yeah.
Why is she called Kevin? Because she likes it. Okay. And all these pieces. So, and the ley lines, the fact that the house is on a convergence of the ley lines, I thought was really cool. So I enjoyed them. Like, I mean, I've read the first one. I bought the first two. So I read the first and second, and then went, oh, I want the third and fourth. But there was a 4-day delay in getting them. So I'm like, okay, I need to read something else. So Dana, I thought of you when I read this one.
It's the one I just looked up too.
The Witches of Scotland.
Yeah.
Because it's about dream dancing.
Oh, awesome.
And it's a male witch, interestingly enough, but he's a dream dancer. He goes into dreams, and there's actually a collective where they change things. And it's to do with the Akashic Records. So I read that. That was pretty good. And then I went into this series, which I don't know if you've ever read, but she is freaking amazing. And her first one is called House of Blood and Earth. This is House of Sky and Breath. She also is, if you ever listened to Mel Robbins was going on and on about a book that her whole tribe were reading, and it's called A Thorn and Roses, which is the first one. Sarah Moss has 3 different series, and they're all very, very good. But yeah, so I went into halfway through that one when the other 2 books arrived. And I'm like, yes, okay. And how I can tell if it's a good book, because I only ever read fiction at night when I'm going to bed. Everything else is business or learning or school but fiction in bed. How I know it's a good book. So let me just check. Okay, there's only 4 more pages till the next chapter, so I'll just read those. And God, that was really good. Okay, I should just do this chapter, and then oh, look, it's 2 in the morning.
Does anybody, I mean, sometimes I feel like you're literally going into the story. And sometimes I feel like I can't, like, I'm this person. And like, I feel like I'm going through a tunnel or through the mirror, probably. And like, that's who I am. And so then sometimes I wonder, oh man, are people going to look at me and go, she's batshit crazy, which they already do. So I just say it's a compliment. But it's more like, I feel like I start throbbing inside as if I'm in that person.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I totally get it. And this is why they say, we can experience multiple worlds in one day by reading a book.
Say that again for me.
We can experience multiple worlds in a day by reading a book, because we become we're in like
Good book.
in
Yeah.
that in it.
Mhm.
And I don't know about any of you, but if it's been a really good series, when it comes to an end, that's like a kind of ooh,
Yeah, like you lost your best friend.
yeah, and I get really pissed off. It's like, dear author, this is not cool. I would like 4 more books. Please write now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that is the joy of a good book,
Yeah.
So yeah. So no, April's book is
The
Midnight
midnight.
Library.
The library, Midnight
Midnight.
Library.
The Midnight Library.
Actually bought the book.
I did
Actually
too.
bought this one.
I did
Yeah.
too. And then May's book is If Women Rose Rooted,
Okay.
Okay.
which I have been listening to whilst I've been putting in this massive garden and hauling shit. And it's pretty like, yeah, and she references, the story of the Selkies, right? The women, and they take off their seal skin, and men would try and capture their skin. And if they captured the skin, then the woman had to stay on land. But she really brings that around to women nowadays. And when do we need to take off our skin? And when do we need a new one?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there we go. Look at all that inspiration. So excited. Okay, so what day? Come on, Andrea, you get to figure it out. When's the next one?
I don't know.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Well, let's see. It's March 26th, maybe April 26th. I don't know what day that is.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. No, April
I don't have
22nd.
my phone right by me, so
April 22nd.
okay.
No, hang on.
No, that's the Monday.
April 30th,
April
Tuesday,
23rd.
April 30th.
April
23rd or 30th.
23rd.
23rd or 30th. Which one? The Midnight Library isn't a big book.
It's not. It's really good too.
Actually, I will be gone
Oh,
the 20th to the 24th. So I can miss if you guys want to do the 23rd. I will.
No,
I will.
we'll do the 30th. We'll do the
But-
30th.
But 30th, I can make that one.
Okay.
okay.
I don't think I can make anything work because I finally decided to go back to public speaking,
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, nice.
and I've not done it for 15, 20 years. And I put out a proposal to a huge company. And so I'll be in Tampa, Florida.
wow.
nice. You've muted. Unmute. There we go.
Say, what was that?
I said you'd muted. So you're going to be in Tampa, Florida?
Yeah. And it's a big, huge conference that's filled up 5 hotels.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, let's not start small.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm doing it, and I'm doing a whole program of 5 days of holistic speaking coming up in the fall.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Great.
Yeah. So it's holistic stuff. It's also perceptions of what words we use and how we react to things. And then it's 2 half days of group working together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day is for people to come in and do their dream boards, their intention boards. I like to call it the expansion board.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then we do a grounding day outside.
Nice.
Nice.
And then all price brackets so that everybody in that community can attend different things.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, and then one full day, free, one day for just freedom. They can come, they can ask me every question they want and all of that stuff. So,
That
and
is
that's,
awesome.
yeah.
Well done, Kate.
Yeah. Well, let me wait till I throw up a million times and then we'll say it's good. Well done.
You know what? That's okay. Throwing up is just getting the shit out.
Yeah, I know that, but
As long as you don't throw up on somebody.
well, yeah. Well, I might just have to get a bottle of really good tequila and just throw it all up.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a waste of good tequila.
exactly my thought.
Going down
me,
good, that's all I need to remember. So,
yeah, and me and tequila, no, we cannot have any form of relationship because the one time that I had it, it made me very, very, very amorous
well,
with
wait.
women.
I
With
live with my
women.
dog. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, no. And we were out, and I was walking up to random women going, really lovely breasts. Can I touch them? And no woman said no. And so I got to pat them. And then there was one woman who was very well endowed. And I said, "Ah, those look so soft and pillowy. Can I put my head on them?" She's like, yeah. Yeah, so no, tequila and I, we don't play together. No, 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 no. Bad plan. Bad plan. And but funnily enough, one of the guys that was out with us is like, hey, I'm gonna try that. So he walks up to some woman, like, you have lovely breasts. Can I touch them? She's like, fuck yourself. Whap.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
He's like,
Exactly.
how do you get to? And I said, I don't know, but they were very soft. So yes, and on that note, we will reconvene on the 30th to go over the Midnight Library.
Sounds perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. Have a marvy day, everyone. Happy
You too.
eclipse
Bye.
sandwich.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, jazz hands.
Oh, Jazz has.
And
Jazz hands. Jazz hands. There we go. See you
Bye.
later, lovely.